So on July 20th, yesterday, or yeah, last night, midnight, yesterday, um, the people in Colorado, in Aurora, at a Century Theaters, during a midnight screening of The Dark Knight Rises, about 60 people were killed, nearly 60 people, and 12 people were pronounced dead. I just want to give my condolences, my prayers and thoughts out to the families that lost loved ones during that time, and I personally want to give James Holmes, this bitch motherfucker, a personal invitation to hell. So yeah, I don't know what your problem was. You know, you talking about you the Joker. You need mental help, bro. Well, you're not my bro, so I want to say the word. I really want to say the word, but we'll leave that for another blog. So other than that, y'all, my prayers, thoughts are with the families right now. Make sure you guys keep Colorado, the people in Aura, in your prayers. As I was in the theater today, I was saying a little prayer for myself, not just for myself, but just for the audience in general. And today, the movie theater it wasn't packed. It was let's just say vaguely empty. Kinda, we'll say that. It wasn't as packed as it was as these other summer and these other anticipated summer movies. So it wasn't full basically. It wasn't filled to capacity. Security was on deck. We had security everywhere. I mean, if you go to the bathroom, there's security by the bathroom. If you trying to get a snack at the little concession stand, there's security at the cash register. They were decked out at my movie theater. So, I'm pretty sure it's like that everywhere around the world now. Ever since that incident, thanks to James Holmes, he tried to put fear into people. I don't see. Look, now I was leaving comments on other people's videos. I can give a shit right now about what movie makes the box office. Avengers or Dark Knight. I really don't care. People lost their lives. But if he was trying to do that to make sure Avengers stays on top, then way to go, fucker. So without further ado, y'all, I do want to get into this review. I just had to put my 2 cents in about the whole Colorado situation because a lot of people are mistaken and thinking I'm just trying to do this for the views. No, I give my respects. I don't even have to explain myself. Let's get on with this review. Rest in peace, you guys, to all the ones who were fallen during that shooting the other night. So Dark Knight Rises, man, this movie was an excellent way to end off such an epic series in the Nolan verse. I guess that's what people are calling it now. I never heard it until yesterday on another person's blog. And so this is a great way to send off. So, at the end of this video, I want to talk about some potential stuff that DC Entertainment could do. If they're trying to be up to par with Marvel Studios, but let's talk about this movie. So the whole cast, everyone from Christian Bale to Anne Hathaway to Michael Caine to Tom Hardy. I was going to do this blog like this, because I want to, impersonate Bane. You know what? I ain't going to do this blog like this. So the movie was actually pretty cool. I hope you guys can understand me. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. It doesn't top Dark Knight. Joker would have been the best villain. Joker is still the best villain out of the whole Batman franchise, but still, However, remember the scene where the Scarecrow was at the little fake court or whatever, little trial for the cops and the people who fight for justice. I'm pretty sure that if Heath Ledger was still alive, he would have took Scarecrow's place for that cameo. That's just me. I'm just saying, because Heath Ledger was the bomb. Bane was no Joker, but he was a pretty badass villain. I'll give you that. Because I'm speaking like him. I hope you guys can really understand me. And if not, I'm going to have subtitles. No, I'm just playing. I ain't no subtitles, because they could have had subtitles. I think what really made this movie for me was that, the score, by Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard. Dun, dun, So Joseph Gordon-Levitt's his real character's name is John Blake, but his real name is Robin. And so I was talking with some audience members. I did put spoilers in the beginning of the video. I was talking with some audience members after the movie because I guess they're not really into comic book lore like that. They're not really familiar with the whole comic book mythology of Batman and just any comic book really. They were like, "What, Robin?" They just know how familiar Robin is with Batman, being a sidekick and all that. Like, "What, Robin? He's not a lead character." And I was like, "Oh, so I guess you haven't seen Teen Titans." He's like, "Well, what's a Teen Titan?" So I was explaining to them, it was a couple. a little bit, a little 5 minute synopsis of what Teen Titans are, who Nightwing is. So I think they should do if they're trying to spin off from this movie. 'Cause I know they're trying to reboot Batman, but there's so much potential that they could have since they left it open for us. Since Joseph Gordon, John Blake / Robin is going to be the next Batman. But however, they can do Nightwing because Robin became Nightwing, but however, it wasn't Dick Grayson, so it was a different character. Yeah. So overall, yeah, I give the movie a 5 out of 5. Christopher Nolan did his thing. Thank you, sir, for your 3 years. Well, 3 years for your 3 movies for this trilogy. You really did good. And for some people, probably don't know this, but I actually like the '90s Batman's movies, whether it's Tim Burton's or Joel Schumacher's. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I know some of y'all gonna start hashing me on the comments, but it is what it is. We can't all like the same thing. We all have our opinions and our likes and this and Anyway, so Christopher Nolan, you did an amazing job. Excellent work with the direction of this film, the whole franchise, your franchise, the Nolanverse franchise in general. So, great way to end it off. And I know you're producing the Superman movie, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Christopher Nolan, you earned my respect the other night when you released a statement talking about the Colorado incident, and that's pretty deep because most directors wouldn't say anything about it. I'm sure if it was Transformers or something, Michael Bay wouldn't release no statement, feeling sorry for the victims. That's just how he is. But Christopher Nolan, right on, man. Alright, so that wraps up what I thought about Dark Knight Rises, aka Batman 3, aka Nolan's Batman 3. Let's talk about the future of DC Entertainment. DC dominates when it comes to movies, well, animated movies, and cartoons and games. That Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City is pretty dope, man. It's fucking off the chain. But, when it comes to live action movies, only one that's cutting is Batman. I'm sorry. So, they had the Superman Returns back in '06, and I'm not really no big Superman fan, so of course that was a lose-lose for me, so I didn't enjoy the film, and neither did the people that saw it. Well, the 176 million people that saw it out of a budget of 250 million. Do the math on that. I felt like, DC's trying to compete with Marvel. Here are some potential projects they should do. Now, we don't have to wait for Marvel to do any kind of black superheroes. They already got that punk-ass Falcon in the Captain America sequel, and they're holding off on any news about Black Panther. I don't know if he's going to be in Avengers 2 or if they ever going to do the movie at all, because he already had the show on BT. But since we don't have to wait for Marvel to put a black character on the screen, we can have DC do it. They have Static Shock. They can do him. Look, here's what they can do for the first movie. Here's the concept. You introduce him kind of like Peter Parker. He's a nerd and all that, the whole nine. He's a loser at school. You can introduce him with the gang. How he got his powers. The Big Bang. That's how he got his powers. He was with a gang, and then an explosive came out with some chemicals known as the Big Bang. It was like an event or whatever that happened in his city of Dakota. And then you can, introduce him, getting his powers, getting used to his powers. And then the villain could be Hot Streak. Pretty simple right there, and you can take it from there with the sequels. Have Iban or Talon or Aquamaria or whoever you guys want from Static Shock universe. But yeah, Static Shock would be a great potential DC project. And since they already announced that they gonna do Justice League, and supposedly the rumor is that next year Superman is gonna be like a kickstart to that, kind of like how Iron Man was, the first Iron Man was to the Avengers. So we'll wait and see next year, summer 2013. However, they can do a Batman-Superman collab. They don't even have to do a Justice League, really. Because if they do a Justice League, if they're going to probably try to adapt it like the Jim Lee and Jeff Johns story. Have you guys read that? The new Justice League, the rebooted one? It's kind of like the Avengers a little bit, an invasion from people from aliens from another dimension, another planet, try to invade Earth. So if they go with that storyline for Justice League, it's going to be like, a lot of fans are going to be like, oh, they ripped off the Avengers, and so this is what they should do. They should just do the Batman-Superman crossover movie. They were going to do that back in the 90s with Akiva Goldsman, one of the producers from I Am Legend. He incorporated that in I Am Legend. If you remember when Will Smith was driving down the empty freeway and you could see a billboard with the bat signal with covered in Superman's famous S logo. Yeah, I caught that, and so did the world. So they could probably do that movie. Rumors, rumors, rumors. I also hear another rumor that they're rebooting Green Lantern. And if they go with the story, I think they're gonna go. I know they're not gonna do Alan Scott, the new gay Green Lantern. They're not gonna do that. I could tell you that it's gonna be controversy if they do that. They should do the John Stewart, the Black Green Lantern, because that's what everybody wanted. But they were saying that they didn't want it to be similar to Meteor Man. Y'all remember that movie with Robert Townsend, Meteor Man? They didn't want it to be like that, so they might give it a try. I mean, hey, everybody, even the white people wanted it. I remember I was working at Six Flags last year, and we had, Six Flags, Warner Brothers, and the whole nine, DC Comics. People were saying, hey, well, how come the Green Lantern was black? It was an old white man that said that. I was like, oh man, yeah, I watched it with my grandson, the Justice League Unlimited. I was like, oh yeah, he should have been black, huh? So that's just me saying that with potential projects. And if they're trying to go the team route, with the team movies, they should do Teen Titans, just because it has a whole fan base from me, because that's how I started getting into Teen Titans with the cartoon, and then I started reading the comics. I'm like, hey, so there's a potential right there. I mean, Marvel's doing Guardians of the Galaxy. Only people who read the comics know about the Guardians of the Galaxy, or people who played Ultimate Marvel's Capcom, because they know about Rocket Raccoon. That's how you know Guardians of the Galaxy. But with DC, everybody knows the Teen Titans, and they know about Robin, so yeah. And to be honest with y'all, to be totally 100, I do actually want to see a Wonder Woman movie, and from my understanding, Joss Whedon, the director of Avengers and creator of Buffy and Dollhouse and Firefly, he was gonna do the Wonder Woman movie, but then Warner Brothers shot him down. But however, with the success of Avengers, they're like, hey, you want to come back? And then I read an article where Joss Whedon was like, he told them one sentence, call me. So yeah, I would like to see a Wonder Woman movie. I wanted to see the TV show. Remember they had the little TV show coming out that was supposed to come out either last year or this year, but because of the fan demand, they canceled it instantly before the first episode aired. That's crazy because of the fandom. So it is what it is. One movie I don't want to see, if they're trying to go the Justice League route like Marvel's doing, building up to the Avengers. I don't want to see a Flash movie because I don't want to sit in the theater for 2 hours watching a nigga on speed. I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit in a movie watching a motherfucker who fights under the water. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, his picture is right there. Fucking Aquaman. I don't want to see a movie with that motherfucker. So I am going to see Man of Steel next year, because remember I am supporting a big supporter of comic book movies, because I feel like us as fans, we deserve more, and we deserve quality. And so that's why, in spite of me not liking Superman, I'm still gonna go see it. Just like I saw Green Lantern, I just felt that they could have did so much better. However, Ryan Reynolds did a good job playing Hal Jordan. They just should have just went with Jon Stewart. That's just me. Well, alright, y'all. So that wraps up my blog. So let me hear from y'all. What did y'all think about the movie? What do you think about the whole tragic incident that happened in Colorado, instigated by James Punk-ass Holmes? What do you think about other DC projects that I didn't list off that I want to see potentially? So other than that, y'all already know. Comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Right now, my reply button is broke or whatever. Yeah, I can't really reply to y'all comments right now. I can reply to them, but I got to do it like Twitter, with the @ sign, and then write your username. But, y'all just going to have to bear with me right now, because right now YouTube is fixing the bugs. So I don't know how long it's going to take, because, they don't really inform you unless you find out from them on that day. Anyway, it's a long story. Y'all know what to do. Deuces. My heart goes out to people in Colorado. Colorado, stay strong.